Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this online lecture series. This is your teacher Neha Pradeep Joshi, and we have started the fourth section of our syllabus, and we are reading a one-act play, "The Rising of the Moon," written by Lady Gregory. Yesterday, while discussing this one-act play, I told you that it has a historical theme. This play is based on an Irish rebellion against a foreign rule, a British rule that happened in 1798. Okay, so in the story, as this is going to be there for the semester exam, uh, while looking at it, pay attention to important details those are given. हा basic storyline काय आहे, you should be attentive enough to understand that. Okay, so initially we are told that there are the setting is Quay in a seaport town, and there are three people, not normal people. There are two policemen and one sergeant. And what are they doing? They are putting up posters, and they have a bundle of placards with them. And what are they doing this for? They are actually searching for a person who broke out of jail. Okay, so from the very beginning, it is bit serious kind of action. That policemen are searching for a person, so definitely there is a wanted guy, and they are searching for him. Okay, and then there is a sergeant. Now compare this. There are policemen, their names are not even told, and they are not saying anything different, or their actions do not seem that important. But sergeant is putting up his views, his opinions. He is very much assertive, so you can say that sergeant is going to be one important character in this play. Okay, so he reads the description of the guy, and then they discuss that there is a great reward, and a promotion for a person, for a policeman who catches that wanted guy. Okay, so they are discussing this. But what is the problem here? Hmm? The government, the British government of Ireland, want that person to be arrested, but the people of Ireland think of him as their hero. Yesterday मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं होतं की consider it in our history as well, that British government in India, they sent Mahatma Gandhiji, Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, Bhagat Singh, Lokmanya Tilak, each and every great leader to the jail. But were they bad people? No, actually, they were not. They were doing great service to the nation, but it was against a foreign rule. Huh? That's why they were sent to jail. That doesn't mean that those people were wrong anyhow. हा तोच काहीसा डायलेमा इथे आहे की this policemen, they are actually Irish people, but they are in a service right now, so they have to follow the orders which are given by the government. So even though that person is a hero of the people, okay, so you can here in this story, you can guess that a sergeant is going to play an important role, and other policemen are in a supporting role. They are like supporting characters, and sergeant is going to be a main character. Okay, and sergeant tells them clearly that as we are in a service, we are supposed to do our job, so don't get emotional, don't think it too much. We have been given some orders, and we need to obey them. That is the only duty to perform. Okay, and then the policemen go away, and he is there alone, keeping a watch. Okay, and now what happens? A ragged man appears at left and tries to slip past. Sergeant suddenly turns. Where are you going? I am a poor ballad singer, Your Honor. I thought to sell some of these. Holds out bundle of ballads to the seller. He goes on. Okay, now one another character is introduced, a ballad singer. Okay, and as you read this, I told you, and if you still haven't read it, then first read page number 140, 41, and 42. I'm just going to discuss what is important there. Okay, so now this policeman, this sergeant is there alone, and one man, he calls himself a ballad singer. He introduces himself as a ballad singer, and he says that he is going to sell those ballads to the sellers. Okay, and sergeant tells him that we are keeping a watch here, so you cannot be at this place. Go away. Okay, he clearly instructs that guy to go away, but is that guy going away? No, he tries to make a conversation with a sergeant. Huh? Now why any poor man will think of doing something like this? तुम्ही विचार करा. Imagine that you are in a similar situation. हां, की policemen आहेत and then they tell you don't go on this way, we are keeping a watch, go another way. हां, तर आपण नॉर्मली काही न बोलता निघून जातो ना. बट दिस गाय, अ पुअर गाय, इज ॲक्च्युली ट्राईंग टू हॅव अ कॉन्व्हर्सेशन विथ अ सार्जंट. वाय? We don't know. He clearly instructs, do not stay at this place, but he does not listen. Okay, then what happens? uh, as you go on reading this, you can see that whenever that sergeant tells go away, he starts, that poor guy starts to go on the side of the quay only. Huh? So the area which is forbidden for others, he tries to go on that place only, in that direction only. कशासाठी we don't know. Okay, so the sergeant is very much frustrated because of this guy. Okay, and then what happens? This man is trying to make a conversation, and he says that I'll sit here for some time, and once I sell my ballots, then I'll go away. And the sergeant is telling him it is not a choice. I am telling you, I am giving you an order to leave this place right now, so you have to leave. But the man does not listen, and he keeps on talking to the sergeant. And he even sings some songs for the sergeant to keep him entertained. Okay, so now this finally this sergeant is frustrated, and then he see the here finally आता तो पॉइंट आलेला आहे की ही इज कम्प्लिटली फ्रस्ट्रेटेड विथ दिस गाय, and he takes him, see here, taking him by the shoulder and showing him before him. ओके, आता त्यांनी सरळ त्याची कॉलर धरलेली आहे मागून, आणि त्याला सांगितलेलं आहे, इफ यू डोंट नो द डायरेक्शन वेअर टू गो, आय शो यू द वे. ओके, हिअर आय शो यू द वे, बी ऑफ विथ यू, व्हॉट आर यू स्टॉपिंग फॉर? Man, now pay attention. Man, who has been keeping his eye on the notice, points to it. I think I know what you're waiting for, Sergeant. What is that to you? And I know well the man you are waiting for. I know him very well. I'll be going. He shuffles on. Okay? Now, see, up until now, the sergeant is constantly telling this man to go away, and the man does not listen. And finally, when he is actually sent away, or when he is forced out of that place, he suddenly says something like this. Okay, now the sergeant is very much interested in what this guy has to say. What information does this guy have? Okay, आणि आता तो काय म्हणतोय, ओके, इफ यू आर टेलिंग मी टू गो अवे, आय गो अवे. This is a persuasive skill. Okay, now he is suddenly interested. The sergeant is suddenly interested because he thinks that this man has some kind of information which will be helpful. Okay, then what happens? You know him? Come back here. What sort is he? Come back, is it, Sergeant? Do you want to have me killed? Why do you say that? Never mind. I'm going. I wouldn't be in your shoes if the reward was 10 times as much. Goes on off stage to left, not if it was 10 times as much. हा का म्हणतोय तो हे असं की सी हिअर this statement has two meanings. He's trying to somehow, he's somehow appealing those national or that feeling of patriotism in the heart of Sargent. Okay, तो मॅन काय करायचा प्रयत्न करतोय की इवन इफ आय वेअर इन युअर पोझिशन I wouldn't have, betrayed my country. And I wouldn't have betrayed the person who is working for my country. I wouldn't have done it for any reward, because nothing is greater than nation. Maybe he's not saying that openly, but his statement means the same only. Okay? Okay. Sergeant, rushing after him. Come back here. Come back. Drags him back. What sort is he? Where did you see him? Okay. Ata, now there is no information available about this guy, and there are only, speculations, or there are many stories circulated about him. He is mysterious character, and suddenly a man, someone like ballad singer, he comes and says that I have seen the man and I have all the information. So Sergeant is getting involved in this conversation with a man. Okay, man says, I saw him in my own place in County Clare. I tell you, you wouldn't like to be looking at him. You would be afraid to be in the one place with him. There isn't a weapon he doesn't know the use of. And as to strength, his muscles are as hard as that board. Slaps the barrel. Okay, now what this man is doing, he is adding mystery in that mystery element in their conversation. Huh? Uh, the sergeant does not have any idea about the man he is looking for, and this man, he tells the sergeant so many things. So suddenly, that person, that sergeant, might have some kind of fear or doubts. Okay, is he as bad as that? He is then. Do you tell me so? There was a poor man in our place, a sergeant from Ballyvaughan. It was with a lump of stone. He did it. I never heard of that. And you wouldn't, Sergeant. It is not everything that happens get into papers. And there was a policeman in plain clothes too. It is in Limerick, he was. It was after the time of the attack on the police barrack at Kilmarnock, moonlight. Kilmallock, moonlight. Just like this. Waterside, nothing was known for certain. Okay, so what is happening in that country right now? People are against this symbols of foreign rule. So they are even attacking policemen as well. And this man is telling all those stories to this sergeant who is alone keeping a watch. So definitely the sergeant is somehow terrified now when he hears it. Okay, do you say so? It is a terrible country to belong to. That is so indeed. You might be standing there looking out the way, thinking you saw him coming up this side of the quay, and he might be coming up this another side, and he would be on you before he knew where you were. Okay, so again he is trying to add that element of fear in the mind of sergeant, and he is adding mystery to the character of the guy they all are searching for. Okay, it is a whole troop of police they ought to put here to stop a man like that. Okay, so he is a great revolutionary who is supported by his people, and this guy has many qualities. So it is not easy to catch him. This is what the man is trying to convey. Okay, man. But if You would like me to stop with you. I could be looking down this side. I could be sitting up here on this barrel. Okay, now again, why this poor ballad singer is so much interested to remain at that place only? Huh? Again, any normal guy would have just simply said, "Okay, sir, I'll just leave the place and go away." But this man is constantly trying to have a conversation with a sergeant, and then he also says that I'm ready to stay with you and I'll give you all the information. Who does that? So definitely, this man is another mysterious character that we need to pay attention to. Okay, so now on the stage there are two people, sergeant and a man. Hmm? Now who this man really is, we don't know, and those two people are now together, and man is telling many stories of a revolutionary who is wanted. Okay, and all policemen are searching for that person. What happens next, we'll see in the next lecture. Okay, uh, 140, 41, and 42 we have completed. 42 we have seen this much part, and we'll see the next part in next lecture. Okay, before you start watching any lecture, please read those pages first and then watch the lecture so that it will get clear to you. All right, we'll continue with this in next lecture. Keep studying. All the best to you, and thank you for your attention.